Lynn from Moo Food, and today I'm just going to be making a chunky vegetable soup with all these things we have here. I've got some veg that needs using up, so you just use whatever you have at home, or maybe you might find some in the community fridge. I've got courgette, some carrots, a parsnip, potato, onion and garlic. Usually onion and garlic is always good for starting off a soup. The rest of it you can make up yourself, so if you've got cauliflower, broccoli, anything like that, frozen peas, sweet corn, chuck it all in. As long as it's just sort of chopped up and around about the same size, it's all going to make a nice soup. I've also got some really nice chives that I found in the growing boxes in the Murrayford orchard. So help yourself if you see anything there. It's that time of year where there's not a huge amount growing in anyone's gardens or planters outside at the moment, but if you want to get involved with planting up, which is this time of year to be doing that, please get in touch with Moo Food, because we could really do with some help over the next few months with getting those boxes planted and maintained and making sure there's lots of food in there for everyone to eat. So Ellie, our gardener, would definitely be really grateful for any help she can get there. It doesn't matter whether you know lots about growing food or whether you've never grown anything in your life. There's anyone can help out in any way with that. I've also got some spicy kind of green leaves here that I'm just gonna chop up and put them in near the end. We find that this is one of those things that get a lot of people end up putting to waste because they just don't get used in time. So a good way of using them up is just to pop them in at the end of your soup into little chunks, and that's a nice way to get those in as well. I've just got some chickpeas as well, just to add. You quite often find these down at the community fridge in the cupboards there, in the sharing cupboards, and these just add a little bit of protein to your soup and also make it more of a meal, just a bit more filling. The rest of it, I've got some spices and stuff like that. These are just spices that I had at home, and you can swap in with whatever you have. But yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is just going to wash all these and chop all the veg up into chunks. I'm just going to add, first of all, the onion and the garlic into the pot. I'm not going to put any oil in this time, just because I know some people don't like to use oil. So I'm just going to put it in dry, give it a good stir, and if it starts to stick, just add a little bit of water into the bottom there. After a few minutes, you can just add in your root vegetables that take a little bit longer to cook. So I've got the parsnips, carrots and potatoes there. And then I'm just going to put in the spices. I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of garam masala. But yeah, just use whatever you have. If you do have turmeric, that's a really good anti-inflammatory. It's good for millions of things, turmeric, so that's a good one to use. And just make sure you put your black pepper in there as well. That activates the goodness in the turmeric there as well. I'm just going to cook them for a few minutes and then add in 4 cups of stock. Stock. It's got 1 teaspoon of stock in it. After your root veg has been boiling for 20 minutes, I'm just going to add in the chickpeas. They're being drained, a can of tomatoes, and then any other veg that you've got that's a bit softer. So I've got a courgette here, you might be adding mushrooms in or that kind of thing as well. So I'm just going to add that in and cook it for another 10 to 15 minutes. You might also want to put a wee bit more stock in, depends how liquidized you want your soup. To finish off, I'm just going to chop up a few chives over the top of this to give it a bit of taste, and also chives are really good for you as well. So that's just going to add a bit of flavour to that. Any of the chives that I'm not going to use, I'm just going to stick them in some cup of water here, and that'll just keep them fresher for a wee bit longer. And just having them nearby just means that they're just quite easy just to like add on to whatever you're having. They're good on sandwiches or anything at all, really. Salads, potato salads especially, things like that. So they're a good, nice thing to have around. Also good for scrambled eggs. Yeah, so that's it. That's our soup made, and that's the last of our soup series. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and and we'll be glad to share some recipes, any other soup recipes you've got with us. We'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here for the next video.